Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask. In the last episode, we've entered the mysterious world of Termina, which, by the way, folks, if I haven't really mentioned, yeah, that's the name of the name of the current world itself. It's Termina. We're not in Hyrule anymore. It's Termina. But yes, we've entered there, and so we've been given an objective is that we have to go after the Skull Kid to get not only the Ocarina back, but also the mask that he's wearing back to the Happy Mask Salesman. So we're doing that right now. And so, yeah, we have entered a clock town. We actually have 3 days to do so, because, you know, the mask salesman said he was going to be leaving at that time. But, of course, there's actually the biggest concern, which is, of course, you know, the moon that we had to handle. So what we're going to do next is that, so you go to the trading post here, where you can buy some items, and there's also the other location where the Scarecrow is, and so if you want to go ahead and skip ahead the time to the next day, or the next kind of, the next time of day, then you can just talk to him here. Because for right now, it's actually our only means of having to pass the time just by doing a little dance jam session with the Scarecrow. So we're not at the night of the second day, but we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead to the third day. Now, once we get to day 3, it's gonna be very interesting though, because I mean you'll see in just a sec on how interesting it could be. Because you know we're basically on that last day here. It's final day, dawn of the final day. 24 hours remain. So, the final day, and, you know, this is actually where it gets the most interesting, is, for one thing here. Like, once we step outside, then you'll basically just see what I mean. So, yeah, so, yeah, no, we're gonna learn all that later. I mean, we will, basically will, once we get the Ocarina back. So, we'll go and step outside here, and so, once you step outside, and on the final day, this is where things have to have some sort of creepy vibe to it. So, for what we can tell right about now, the music, for one thing, the music kind of sounds a little more ominous. So, like, you know, you can still hear how cheery it is, but in the background, you actually hear this kind of ominous tune there is. And when you look at the sky, the moon has gotten seriously fucking big now. And now everybody's taking it to where they're now more aware of this. Like, they become concerned. You actually see the soldiers, or the guards over the exits, is that they actually look at the sky and they have their hands over the chest. So you can see here that now they're really outright concerned that, you know, seeing that the moon has gotten even bigger, and you know it's actually slowly approaching the town. So what that entails is that what happens though is that, you know, where you have those 3 days, so it's not really so much the Happy Mask Salesman leaving. It's because, you know, after like once you get to the night of the final day, and then after those 3 days, well, you know what? Actually, maybe it's a better time to actually say that before, like, once we actually get to the night of the final day, because that's where we'll find out even more about it. But I mean, I know I've always had to say, like, oh, I'll just wait till then. I know I say that all the time though, but I feel like it's more appropriate to actually say so. Before we get into anything else, though, we have one more thing to do. Well, first, we have to go back to the Deku Scrub Playground, because we have to go and finish that mini game. So this is actually the last time we'll ever be able to do so. And so just before, just make sure you beat the record so you can get a special prize. Thing about it is here is though, it's actually a little easier than arguably the second day, because the second day is actually the hardest one. This one not so bad though, because it's basically just both the first couple days combined into one, where the platforms move horizontally and then vertically. But it's the same as before, just get the rupees. Now the only thing about those is that once you're in day 3, every now and then the ground will actually shake. Like you actually hear some tremors going on from time to time. That's because, you know, as the moon actually gets closer, then that's how it, like, you know, it actually starts to affect the world. Like, you know, it's starting to become an impact of it. And so as you're playing this minigame, as the ground actually shakes, it does kind of throw the players off a bit, and, you know, sometimes it even throws me off too. Although, I will say this though, is that when you look at the sky, so you actually notice one thing about the moon is that, you know, in the first 2 days, it stays completely still, and only the second day it actually gets bigger, but stays still. Once you get to the third day, though, if you actually look closely, the moon will actually start to very gradually move in real time. Like, it actually just like very slowly but surely enlarging itself. So, and honestly though, that actually gets pretty fucking terrifying. It, like, you know, like, I'm not even kidding. Alright, so now the special prize that we got is a heart piece. So we got it here. I think it's actually our very first heart piece we got. So yeah, just before, if you collect 4 pieces, you can get a new heart container. And so since I'm doing 100% of this game, and yes, I'm doing 100%, that means I'll be getting every single heart piece that there is. And there is a shit ton of them as well because, I kid you not, there are 4 dungeons in this game. 4 dungeons. And so, because of that, there are like a total of 52 heart pieces, I believe. So yeah, there's a shit ton of those. And then after you complete that minigame, they will actually boot you out. Well, like, you know, you can't really play the game anymore, at least in this cycle, because they'll see that you're a pro. And apparently pros are not allowed, and so they actually hide you. You go like, ah, it's Link, hide! So yeah, you're basically a menace to them somehow. Alright, so pretty much stuff is done and over with here at this kind of time here. So once again, I'm going to dance with the Scarecrow, and then we'll get to the night of the final day. So yeah, this is actually where things get so much more terrifying, and I mean, you'll see once again once we step outside. You actually see that the sky itself has gotten to where it's a kind of a sickly green, because it actually goes to show how dangerous it's gotten though. So night of the final day, 12 hours remain. So, this is actually where we talk more about, so he says here, outside seems kind of dangerous. Yikes, I'm getting out of town. So, yeah, now the Scarecrow will actually leave because apparently it's gotten dangerous, and we'll just say how dangerous it is because we can't really go further in time. So, we'll go ahead and step outside, and then we shall see exactly what is going on right now. So, once you step outside, you can actually tell, or you actually see everybody. Oh, actually, I'm so sorry, guys. I'll stop right here. So this is actually one of those most important things that you can do here. This right here is the rupee bank, and so what you want to do here is that basically what happens is that you can actually deposit rupees into the bank, and this is actually one of the most crucial things about this game that you want to do for, like, you know, before ending off some cycles. And so I'm gonna go ahead and deposit all my rupees here because there's actually a real good reason for that. You're going to want to do so. And as a matter of fact, you're going to want to deposit as many rupees as possible because by doing so, you actually get some special items or upgrades from that there. And one of those other ones that you can get is actually going to be very tedious. And ow! What'd you do that? Did you just fucking stab me in the head? You little dick. Anyway, so yeah, back to what I was saying. So yeah, you want to make sure to deposit as many rupees as possible, and you know, before a cycle ends, make sure you deposit all your rupees into the bank. And reason for that, well, we'll get to that in just a sec here. So anyway, so now we're at the night of day 3, or the final day, if you will. So as you can see here, everybody's gone. Well, except for that one guy because he's in absolute denial. But as you can see here, everybody's gone. It's become an absolute ghost town. Like, you know, apparently everybody's fled except for the, you know, the guy in question and also the soldiers and also the bombers. If you look at the sky, you'll see that the moon is gotten even bigger than it previously has because, like I said, once you're in day 3, the moon will actually very gradually move in real time. And so, you know, like I said, it's pretty fucking horrifying because, you know, for what happens here. So what I'm doing right now is that I'm actually going to the Deku Flower, and so you're going to need this Deku Flower, and this is actually the reason why you want to get the Moon's Tear, because he's actually looking for a valuable item that's, you know, that's called the Moon's Tear, and so he actually wants it here, and so if you give it to him here, then you have to, like, you know, just straight over to him, and then he'll give you the land title deed, and then he'll also give you the Deku Flower, and so we're going to need that flower in order to get to the top of that clock tower, because that's where we need to go. Because this Deku Flower, the yellow ones, they actually give you a higher boost in altitude compared to the regular pink Deku Flowers. So that way they actually just be able to reach up higher places like that, like the clock tower, for instance. Alright, so yeah, back to what I was saying. So you see how bigger the moon's actually gone right now. Yeah, you can actually just see it there. So what happens is that once it gets to the night of the final day, and then like, once it gets to midnight, then that's when the countdown will begin. You'll actually see when it happens. And so what happens is that the moon will actually get so much bigger and bigger, and then after the night of the final day passes, once it gets to the end, then the moon will actually crash right into Clock Town. Like, it'll just engulf in flames, it'll crash right into Clock Town, and then the rest of Termina, like, as it goes in, and kills everybody in the process. Yeah, everybody literally fucking dies. Yeah. I kid you not, like, holy shit. You know, that's what happens. You know, everybody dies to the moon as it crashes down. And I'll actually show that off when it does happen, but that's going to be, like, much later on in the Let's Play. But not right away, though, because we got to do this stuff first. But later on, I'll make a special episode in which you actually get to see that happen. Also, you can see here that the sky itself, the night has, you can actually see those red streaks around the horizon. And, you know, everything else is kind of like a hellish red because it actually signifies that it's getting close to Doomsday. So once it gets to midnight, then the doors will open, and then you gain access to the clock tower. And then you'll hear this kind of music here. That just goes to show that, oh, hey, we'll play this music because everybody's going to fucking die. Yeah, that's how extreme Majora's Mask is, and, it does a good job here. I just love it here. So, anyway, here you are, Skull Kid. We finally made it to you at long last. So, yeah, give me back the ocarina, you damn shit, for the mask itself. Also, this is actually where he gets a little more serious here. Sis! Ah, Tail, we've been looking for you two. Hey, Skull Kid, what if you gave that mask you're wearing back now? Hey, come on, are you listening? Swamp, mountain, ocean, canyon. Hurry, the four who are there, bring them here.
Don't speak out of line, stupid fairy!
No! What are you doing to my brother? Skull Kid, do you think you're still a friend after that?
Well, whatever.
Even if they were to come now, they wouldn't be able to handle me.
Just look above you. If it's something that can be stopped, then just try to stop it.
So, apparently, where you see how, like, when we first met the Skull Kid, he first started off with a bit of a prankster. As you get to day 3, though, you see that the mask that he's wearing has apparently have been slowly corrupting him. To where, like, he's dead serious now, and he's, he's very well bent on actually causing, like, even more grief to everybody and to make them suffer. And honestly, that is actually very terrifying, it is. So what you gotta do is that you have to, just shoot those snot bubbles right at the Skull Kid. Gross. And then he actually gets taken back, and then he knocks over the Ocarina. So yes, we got the Ocarina of Time back, given us by Princess Zelda. And so yeah, just like with Ocarina of Time, the previous game, you actually just press C buttons, play notes, and also A. Then we got Memories of Princess Zelda. By the way, folks, this will be the only time that we ever get to see Princess Zelda in a flashback, despite this game being called Legend of Zelda. You are already leaving this land of Hyrule, aren't you? Ah, yes, of course. And also, this is the only time we get to hear Zelda's lullaby in this one. So yeah, it's called The Legend of Zelda, but this is the only time we ever get to see her. Even though it was only for a short time, I feel like I've known you forever. I'll never forget the days we spent together in Hyrule. And I believe in my heart that a day will come when I shall meet you again. Until that day comes, please, take this. Alright, so the Ocarina of Time itself, it's actually, it becomes much more useful than how it was in the previous game. I am praying that your journey will be a safe one. If something should happen to you, remember this song. Yeah, I know, I'm kind of rushing the text in this kind of a heartfelt moment here. Alright, so this will actually be our very first Ocarina song in this game, and this one is actually very important, and, unlike previously, where it actually was made to basically just solve some puzzles, and even the Song of Time itself, so yeah, the same one from before. This one is actually our lifesaver, and the reason why is because we'll actually see here, and, somehow the Ocarina itself is actually given even more development, where, it actually lives up to its name, where it's called the Ocarina of Time. And so there's actually a good reason for that. So, yeah, now we learn the first song, and so now that we got the Ocarina of Time back, and so we can actually be able to do some of that. The Goddess of Time is protecting you. If you play the Song of Time, she'll aid you. So, that stuff right here is actually going to be very important to us for this here, and so we'll see here in just a minute. Snap out of it! What are you doing lost in memories? Get yourself together! Getting that old ocarina back isn't going to help us. I'm sure it will. Somebody! Anybody! Goddess of Time! Help us, please! We need more time! Well, we won't have time, but we can actually do this, though. So let's go ahead and whip out the ocarina. So and I always put it at a down C button, because, I mean, that's, I've always done that somehow. Huh? When did you get that instrument? Tato, when did you turn into the Incredible Hulk? And it's just all green there. Alright, so let's go ahead and play the Song of Time, and then we'll see what happens. By the way, if you're in different forms, the different forms of Link will actually use different instruments, so it's actually kind of cool like that. So, like, as regular Link, he just plays the ocarina itself. As Echo Link, though, then we had the pipes. So, once you play the Song of Time, where it's actually different from the previous game, is where, this is actually going to be the only point of save, and so you'll be able to save the game, and then it'll actually ask you if you want to go back to the dawn of the first day, and so we're basically traveling back in time. So, basically, unlike in Ocarina of Time, where, the Song of Time was used to solve some puzzles, like getting rid of some blocks, or for plot progression, like opening the door of time and the Temple of Time, to get the Master Sword, then, what that does is that actually it helps you to go back in time, like back to the first day. So here we are. What it does is that it actually rewinds us all the way back to the dawn of the first day, like to the very beginning. So this is actually what I mean about the cycles, that we got that cycle done and over with, which is a tutorial cycle. Well, what just happened? Everything has started over. Yeah, that's what it is. You know, oh, the dog's frozen on time somehow. Did we freeze time, actually? Because the dog's frozen? Or no, not the people. Started over. Yep, see? Yeah, my thoughts exactly. Yeah, started over. And then we look up here, so yeah, now the timer is reset, so, you know, it's all back to the first day, and so the moon has gone back to its first side in the first day. Well, what are you, anyway? That song you played, that instrument. That instrument! Wait, that's it, your instrument! The masked salesman said that if you got back the precious thing that was stolen from you, he could return you to normal. Did you completely forget or what? No, we didn't forget. That was actually on our agenda. So yeah, basically, after you're playing that kind of song, then it actually rewinds you back to the first day. You can actually repeat those cycles, so it's kind of a Groundhog Day time loop, you would say. So let's go ahead and talk to Mr. Smiles here. Were you able to recover your precious item from that imp? Oh, God, don't shake me. Oh, you got it, you got it, you got it, you got it! Then listen to me. Please play this song that I'm about to perform, and remember it well. Alright, so this is going to be our next song that we're going to learn, and I actually really do like this one here. This song here, as you can actually tell, it actually looks like an inverted version of Saria's song. So, I mean, I guess because of how Termina is, and, you know, considering how it's a parallel world. So, anyway, let's go ahead and play the song here. And so this here is called the Song of Healing. And so what that does, you know, it basically heals some trouble spirits. Well, the masked salesman will actually explain what it does here. But yeah, it's called the Song of Healing. I actually really do like the song because, you know, it actually sounds so soothing. And even the track itself. Alright, folks, and so now it's been reduced to a mask, and we are now finally back to our human self. Like a Link is like, oh, thank God. This is a melody that heals evil magic and troubled spirits, turning them to masks. I'm sure it will be of assistance to you in the future. Ah, yes, I give you this mask in commemoration of this day. Fear not, for the magic has been sealed inside the mask. When you wear it, you will transform into the shape you just were. When you remove it, you will return to normal. Alright, so with that, we have gotten our first mask, or basically our first transformation mask, but first mask overall. We got the Deku mask to keep as a memento, so we press, to any of the C buttons. And then if we wear the mask with the C button, then we actually become a Deku-ling, and then we press C again and it returns normal. Now I fulfill my promise to you. So please, give me that which you promised me. Oh, by the way, I actually love this one. Ling's all like, yeah, about that. Don't tell me. My mask. You did. Get it back. Didn't you? Oh shit, angry eyes. Oh, God, hey, yeah, don't shock me here. What have you done to me? He's going like, why, you little? Yeah, like Homer Simpson. If you leave my mask out there, something terrible will happen. Huh, jeez, calm down, buddy. Nervous breakdown much? The mask that was stolen from me. It is called Majora's Mask. Yep, that's what it's called. It's the title of the game, and so this is what the mask is. It is an accursed item from legend that is said to have been used by an ancient tribe in its hexing rituals. It is said that an evil and wicked power is bestowed upon the one who wears that mask. According to legend, the troubles caused by Majora's Mask were so great. Yeah, basically everybody died. The Ancient Ones, fearing such catastrophe, sealed the mask in shadow forever, preventing its misuse. But now, that tribe from the legend has vanished, so no one really knows the true nature of the mask's power. But I feel it. I went to great lengths to get that legendary. I can't speak today. When I finally had it, I could sense the doom of a dark omen brewing. It was that unwelcome feeling that makes your hair stand on end. And now, that imp has it. I am begging you. You must get that mask back quickly, or something horrible will happen. I'm begging you. I'm begging you. You must do it. Really? You'll do it for me? I was certain you would tell me that. You'll be fine. Surely you can do it. Believe in your strengths. Believe. Also, why is he actually just doing some weird transitions of like some sudden clips there? I don't know. The Masked Salesman is weird. This game is weird. You know how weird it is? In fact, I'm actually going to be ending off this video. By the way, folks, as long as you're inside the clock tower, the time will actually it won't really flow at all. So like you're actually given some time to rest here. So I'm actually thankful for that one. So we're back. We got the Ocarina of Time back. We have an objective to do, and so we're back to normal. So next time we'll let's play Majora's Mask. We are going to step inside once more, and then we'll go start a new cycle, and then we'll just figure out our objectives, and we're gonna do some side quests because this game has a shit ton of side quests, and we'll go over those in a bit. So I will see you guys next time.